Welcome back to another video of Brad Lola. And today we have a very interesting topic. If you're looking for more nourishment on your intimacy and your connection. And today we want to talk about something that we as humans nowadays overlook. And it's a key element for a vibrant, connecting, nourishing intimacy. And
we came to the conclusion that I think it's the most vulnerable topic.
Very soon. If you don't have enough information right now to stay until the end of the video, then this is not for you. So I want to start with a little bit of biology. Scientifically, we human beings are what? We are mammals. And if you look at the animal kingdom and you look at mammals, ask yourself, how do they know what the right partner is? Because mammals at the end are the emotional animals. They're community animals, like the cows, for example. They are always in groups and so on. And they choose each other to make babies. And they are not thinking about, they are thinking of survival. They're thinking of what's the ideal match and the healthy match to have healthy children. So they can continue the community or the species. And if you research a little bit, they choose their partner through what? The smell. So they smell each other. And when you are with dogs and animals, they smell you. That's so important for them. Smell has so much power. So they smell, and if the smell is matching with their likes, then that means that the children will be healthy ones. So now let's come to humans. How do we choose our partner? And we come to the conclusion it's very distorted. We don't choose it by smell because we have distorted our smelling system. And I don't want to go into conspiracy theories and anything of that because we don't talk about this in Brad Lola. But it's true that we use a lot of colognes, we use perfumes, we use deodorants, we use chemistry also on smells. And at the end, we don't show up with our male or female primal smells when we sweat, when we have a big emotion or something is going around our body and we have this intense smell. That smell is so important for your partner or for a potential partner, because even if you don't realize, even if you're sweaty, that smell can be liked by your partner. So, for example, I love Tina's smell. So we're going to talk about smells in this video. And I'm talking right now about sweat. But that's not only one of the main smells. We also have the breath. When we kiss or when we're with someone, we're going to smell the breath of the... What do we do? The chewing gums, you change the breath so it's more clean. But you're going against your own signaling system. So smell is a signal system to the other person. So smells, we were saying the sweat, we were saying the breath, the vagina, or
genitals
in general, they have a very unique smell. Also, the different liquids, it could be sperm or different things. I think also the hair has a lot of smell, and I know personally I've liked the smell of the hair, but what do women do? They use these different products that take out of this smell and they put a smell that they think that is going to be the accepted one. But you see, we're using all these products that are distorting the signaling system, and that's one of the greatest disconnections. So in Brad and Lola, one of the main topics that we are teaching is to have a deeper connection with your partner. But if you are blocking all these smells from your body, you're not leading to deeper connection. You're leading to a more superficial connection because it's more mental. So other type of connection. So one of the ways to bring much more connection in your relationship is starting to go into this topic of smells. And yes, now we're talking about the smells of the body, but we can also use other types of smells, natural smells, like candles, essential oils, different things that can enhance, for example, the intimacy experience or other parts of the house where we live, where we chat, where we connect.
Totally. So what Bruno was saying, there are so many different smells of our body. From here to downstairs, we have several kinds of smells and liquids. When it comes to what we talk about in Red Lola, deep connection, and then leading to nourishing intimacy, because this is what we want. We don't want to have a good friendship connection. We don't want to be roommates. We want to be lovers and have a passionate sex life. So when it comes to a really nourishing intimacy, we also need a deep connection with our partner. And that's why the topic of smells and liquids is so important, that you with yourself are fine with all these smells. Like,
That's the most important. It's the first step. Before we go to the partner and liking the partner's smells, the most important thing is liking your own smell, your own smells, your own things.
And because we are very conditioned, what is super sad, obviously, with so many topics when it comes to body and physics and looks and stuff, yet we are almost ashamed when something smells what it's not supposed to smell, more primal. If it's the breath in the morning, when I'm sweating, how do I smell? How can I make friends or make friend be okay with my smells first and foremost? We are not talking about, maybe there are sometimes smells where you can feel maybe I have something in my body. This is a health topic. Yet in general, when you are a healthy person, more or less, you will have a natural smell. So if you're sweating, there are some who don't smell at all, and then there are some who smell a bit and smell more intense, because maybe they have more heat inside, or a man or a woman. This depends, obviously. It's more like finding peace, not making friends, finding peace with your own smells. And when it comes to intimacy, yes, kissing is the breath. Sweating is also the armpits. And not to forget all the genitals. So the moment where we would be more in touch with all the primal areas of us. Do you like your smells? Can you smell them and like them? I do. Do you can taste them by licking it? And do you like it? Or is there some shame coming up? Is there some guilt coming up? Is there some taboo coming up?
And I know, feeling right now, listening to you, Tina, that the person in the other side of the video can start crying right now. So please, if you are reaching a vulnerable point right now, just pause the video and let it out. Don't continue watching the video if something is moving, because this is a very vulnerable topic. I'm getting goosebumps right now, and it can be very confrontational, because smells is such an important part of yourself, and what you're doing by suppressing all these smells and is going against you. And if you don't like your own smells, what that means is that you don't like yourself. So there's nothing to be ashamed of that. We all go through the process of liking ourselves. We come from parents that haven't been emotionally available for us, that haven't accepted us as we are. That's my journey, Tina's journey. I think if we are on the same age, we are on the same path. But we need to do that process of re-accepting ourselves, loving ourselves. And smell is one of the, as Tina said, most vulnerable ways. And not only with us, but now asking yourself, do I like the smells of my partner? If the answer is no.
No, what I'm thinking about this topic is let's say,
the other way around, yeah.
If you maybe know that you are okay with yourself, but your partner lets you know that I don't like your breath in the morning, for example, I would like you to brush your teeth before we kiss, for example. Or maybe also feedback that they don't like orally giving you pleasure because they don't like the smell of your vagina, for example. Or if someone doesn't like to taste sperm, it's a very vulnerable topic. Simply understanding and having the awareness that the importance of smell, our own ones, being okay and getting more in touch with the nature of us, and starting to re-love or learning to love ourselves as we are and came here. And then also seeing how much we love the smells of our partner, And then there can be, let's say, a distortion of we are making up something what we don't like, even though maybe this would be very natural and primal. This can be still on your side. And then on the other side is, oh, but when we don't like the natural smells, this can be also a sign. Obviously, we are not saying anything towards it, but you will feel into it. If you feel true, we are covering all of our smells. And then probably how you do one thing, you do everything. You are not only covering the smells. So this means maybe also you're not showing up fully. You're not fully accepted. You're not fully accepting. This is a whole another story. But I think the topic of smells can be a very revealing one.
I'm much more direct than Tina in this case. There's no way around it. I know every one of us has had this experience, sexual experience, with someone that we've met in a party or an event, and we just love the smell of the person.
And the opposite as well.
And the opposite as well. But I had this experience with a woman. I loved her smell. And we had a sexual connection. I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you, it's another world. And just by the smell. I didn't know anything about this woman. And of course, in Brian Lola, it's so important that it's not just about sex. It's about values, priorities, needs, desires, vision. That's all where we build the connection and the foundation of our relationship. It's great to have amazing sex, but if in chemistry and all that, but if we don't have this talk about values, priorities, which is what we do on our first pillar of honest communication. Now we're talking more about the nourishing intimacy, which is the third pillar of the connection intimacy code. This is super important. But now we're talking more about this passionate, nourishing intimacy. And most of society has what we call mental sexuality, in the sense that attraction is built in the mind. And if we want to have a nourishing intimacy, which is what we all the time say, nourishment, is that this intimacy fills you up, your soul, your body, it's not mental, it's a heart, it's an experience. And we need to have a sensual intimacy, a sensual experience. And if you take the word sensual comes from the senses. And we have 5 senses. One of the most important ones of the 5 senses is what? The smell. So once we bring into the intimacy the smells, then we make that this intimacy is much more sensual, much more nourishing.
Deeper
right?
Connected.
So
vulnerable, opening, because you open yourself to the most vulnerable topic, the smell thing. And then if you let someone in on your smells because you feel good and okay with your smells, then you can let the person way deeper into you. So this means that
smell is just powerful. Also, another thing that I didn't say about smell is that there's a connection between smell and memory. Smell and memory is long-term memory because it's tied to an emotion. So, for example, I was walking in the street the other day and I smelled the perfume of a girlfriend when I was 18. And I got all these images from this sexuality that we had just by the smell itself. Or a smell can bring a childhood memory of your mother cooking. It's super emotional, the smell. Smell is really powerful. You can imprint stuff with smell. Smell is going to throw to your conscious mind stuff from the past that you had buried on your mind. Smell is we talk a lot about touch, and I think we don't talk enough about smell. But it's one of the most powerful things because it goes beyond anything. It smells. And we wish for you that you think and you believe and you know that yes, you can have someone, you like everything of the smells. But I think the most important thing to take from this video is that it starts from you because it's always about you. You can have a couple, but it's always about you and your relationship with you. And that's what is going to be projected into your own relationship. So first, the most important work is with yourself. And the first step to like your smells. And I was someone that I was rejecting a lot my body, how I look, how I smell. And I think thanks to the relationship with Tina, I've come to love my smells, love being naked, love my body, and all this process that I think it's necessary to have this good relationship with your own body.
Totally.
Because if you want to have a fulfilling intimacy, a nourishing intimacy, there's no way around this. You need a good relationship with your body. And I would say a healthy one. You need to love your body. And then you're going to have this amazing experience in bed. If you have something with your body, it's going to be difficult to have a fulfilling. There's a lot of things we said in this video, and we're here. And we're going to be here for a long time. So you have more videos of us on the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram. We have this connection and intimacy code that we've built is a framework so you can get this create a vibrant and alive relationship with your partner again. We work on honest communication. We work on polarity, attraction, and we work what we've mentioned on this video on nourishing intimacy. And all of this code is compressed into our workbook called For Me Closer that you will find on our website. If you have any questions, anything resonated, you don't know how to go about this thing about the smells, or you have some doubts, please let us know in the comments, and we see you on the next videos.